Alright, Happy New Year. I'm trying to do this thing where I document the crap that I do, and instead of just kind of free floating, trying to do every other week, hey buddy, video uploads, run a Patreon so that people can help me do this really weird stuff that I like to do and maybe help other people do other things. So I'm going to give a couple updates on the projects that I've been posting about on Patreon, the, grand total of one person. Not even my mom signed up yet. But let's go over projects real quick. So, first one, Woody. First project so far is the sim rig. So this is the beginnings of it, and then, whole dashboard. Ooh, zooming. So the goal of this is these are 24 volt wheelchair motors. Pretty beefy guys. They put out a hell of a lot of torque. So we've got two, I think they're 800 watt LED power supplies. So it'll be one for each motor to take the peak amperage that it'll draw. Got these really cool 24 volt, I forget the name of them, relays. They're essentially relays. And that'll be run by an Arduino that I had lying around. And then potentiometers that I picked up for 10 bucks to track where the motors are, and they're sweet because these things are just, positive, negative. And then I've got some old E46 sway bar links I'm thinking about cutting down and shortening for the platform length. And then shout out to the Price Brothers for coming through with a drive shaft for me. This will be the U-joint the seat sits on. And that'll be what pivots around back and forth. Motors push the platform, and yeah. Problem I'm having right now is that I've priced out probably about $150, $200 worth of metal to make the frame. I don't have that right now. So this might sit at a proof of concept next, where I hook these things up and make sure they all work. I can get the software set up. And then the other goal is to have this E46 dash set up. Again, thank you Price Bros for setting that up. Trying to get everything so that, like, shifter hole location lines up and wheel and stuff works out. Because right now it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's the right spot. But anyways, that's enough of that project. How about we move on to this project? Alright, I thought that was a seamless transition, but probably not. So this is what I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. Basically this is Unity. I've done game programming before, but I've never actually gone through something, and I'm still kind of playing around with this one, seeing how it works out. So I tried one vehicle physics pack, and I just could not get the tires to feel right. Got VR working, got force feedback working, everything working, and the cars just did not feel right. And so kind of set that one down. If you're on the Patreon, you can get the demo of that one, but believe me, it's not amazing. You get in, you can assign your wheel and stuff like that. It had a lot of the bones, but I just couldn't get stuff working. So this right here is Vehicle Physics Pro. This is the free edition, which limits you with a couple of features, but it is, a professional grade, professional level engine that eventually I'll probably need to license. I think like the base version is $600, and like the awesome version is, that's a little bit loud. There we go. The awesome version is like $6 or $7 grand. So this is at least something. Force feedback. Holy crap, that's some bad force feedback. Whee! You can do some donuts. Right. So basics work. I haven't hooked up VR to this one, but I have hooked up the button assigning system, which is again, this is all very rough. You know, you have all the different items you have. So I've got an Arduino is what's running my shifter. Thrustmaster joystick's my handbrake, so you can click on that. We'll replace it. And get you 5 seconds. And then you pull it back, and so now that's my e-brake. It's got calibration on it too, so you can. That's why it's not working. Like that. 0 to 1. There you go. There. That's how you do the handbrake. You can get your 0 in, turn left, right, stuff like that. So, I don't know. This seems really cool to me. Would like to be able to go a little bit farther with it, but we'll see. Time is money, and freaking man, this stuff takes forever. The fact that I've been able to get this far is pretty cool. And I have some other car projects to go to, but I think for right now, let's call it at that one. Alrighty, another day, another update. Hopefully, still in the same video. Trying to stick with the every other week upload, but so I've got both power supplies tested, created some 3D printed holders for the I don't even know what they're called, relays. Not really a relay, but they work like a relay. Got the software mounted up on the Arduino. All that's working. It's like $50 for the stupid base software and another $30 for Assetto, so that's kind of annoying. Potentiometers are in and working. I'm going to wind up probably extending these, but just for testing they're good. And then I stole a design off of Thingiverse for this knob for the potentiometer with a 6mm Allen that will interface into the motor. And so what that does is it spins with the motor to tell it, or tell the Arduino where the motor is in the travel. So I think it's going to be a little bit challenging to center and zero it out, but we shall see. And then I've started on the base over here. Hi, Woody. So this is Woody's on the back side, and this will be the front side. 2 feet wide, 3 feet total. That center bar is about 2 feet back. So that center piece there is where the U-joint's going to go, which is this mamma jamma here. I'm trying to repurpose my existing seat because I'm cheap. Trying to keep this budget as possible. Went to Home Depot, picked up some 3/4 box steel. It was like $10 for 3 feet, which is decent. So I'm figuring on probably, figuring out wherever the balance point is when I get everything rigged up, and the U-joint will start somewhere around there. I cut this thing extremely short because I wanted the seat to be as low profile as possible. Like, I put the 2x3 to kind of give me some space for eventually when I put in the 3rd degree of freedom. And I kind of wanted to keep everything really low, but when I kind of test fitted this, it was pretty decently low. This piece right here is going to wind up being the down support for the foot bracket off there. So I'm kind of a little bit worried about rigidity, since this is going to be taking all the force of the pedals and where the dash is going to be. I might put some reinforcements that go from here, like beneath it, underneath all of this stuff, that goes to this back mounting point here. Or I might maybe triangulate something from here, somewhere about here, but we'll see. I'm trying to keep this so that if I ever decide that all of this is a bad idea, that I can just cut this stuff off, put the rollers back in, and this goes back to being just a regular rolled chair. But who knows? Best laid plans of mice and men. At this point I need to triangulate where my feet go. This is actually too long currently. I think I needed to go down a little bit shorter that way, probably about that much, and then shoot flat. And I'm not the best at fabricating. I need to keep it flat with that panel, more or less, with where the feet pedals go. I'm trying to take all measurements from my real car and trying to match this as closely as possible. The goal of this project is to you know, realism. So I'm trying to keep everything like as close to where it really is in the car as possible. So anyway, that's today's update. Let's see where I can go from here. Alright, another day, a little bit more progress. Got a little bit of welding done. I've attached the seat bracket to my original seat, took out all the roundy round, squirrely up and downy bits. Welded in these two pieces on the front of that, and then measured out about where it would be inside the drift car. So I've been measuring back and forth to make sure the dashboard's been aligned properly. Jigged up these sawhorses and started tack welding some bits in here, trying to make sure everything's square. I've test fitted my wheel. I'm gonna have to clearance this stuff and probably about this part of the dash as well. But I need to go pick up some more materials to finish this out. It was a pain in the butt to get the dashboard lined up the way it was in the real car. It is pretty easy to fit it in there and get it looking right, but it wasn't as true to life as I wanted it to be. So when I'm done, shifter will sit properly. All of this stuff will be mounted appropriately. Wouldn't need the wood at all. And hopefully it works out. I think when I sit in it, move this crap out of the way. I think when I sit in it, my knees sit about where they do in the real car, and steering wheel should be about here, you know, about line of sight to my face. I don't know, maybe I'll 3D print some cool stuff or something phallic there. So it seems to fit about right. Where I got the floor on this should be about right as well, but I think it should be about right for the pedals. We'll see. I'll do a couple more measurements. Might need to extend those two out there. I am by no means a welder. I know how to fuse pieces of metal together. Hopefully this holds up, and my structural integrity thought process works out. But like, for instance, this is already mounted to that piece back there, factory style. Gonna try to put another one on this side as well, but we'll see. Alright, another day, another update. Although this is still the same video, but that's okay. As you can see, I've got everything standing up on its own. Got this bar, come on, you can focus. I got bar welded in, got this piece all the way across. So the wheel is loosely in right now. I haven't tightened down any bolts. Got a support on the other side here. See it there. Another support goes to the back, supports it here, and there's another piece back there. So I got them so they'll be zip tied in. Unfortunately, I had to cut a fair amount out of the dashboard, but you know what, that's okay. But it mostly lines up about true to life. I want to raise it up a little bit, but that should be about where it sits when we're done. And everything still pretty much lines up. I think next I'm gonna locate the shifter, probably build it off of this bar here. Still need to figure out pedals, but think that this is a pretty good and solid setup. Pretty happy with it. Still reasonably lightweight, still works. So I think that's going to be it for this one. And I'll upload in 2 weeks, maybe sooner, who knows. At least every 2 weeks is the aim. Thanks everybody who supports me, has subscribed to the YouTube channel and the Patreons. Trying to get better at this YouTube-y type stuff, and thank you so much for the support. See you guys in the next one. Toodles!